What is going on, everyone, and welcome to the channel. So in today's video I'm going to be going over the top 5 seasonal events ever released in Fortnite Battle Royale. And if you don't know what I mean by a seasonal event, that includes like the Halloween update, the Christmas update, and other stuff like that. They will be in this list, but I'm not going to go over them all because that's kind of a waste like of the video. But yeah, that's what I mean by a seasonal event, and that's exactly what I'll be doing in this event, in this video I should say. I will take a lot, like quite a few things into consideration, like the quantity of things added, like how unique the update was, like if it's done something different, and yeah, that will go towards like where it's going to be ranking. But anyway, that's all for the intro, and let's just get into the number 5 spot. So coming in at the number 5 spot, we have the most recent event that has came into Fortnite, and it came actually yesterday, and it is the 4th of July, otherwise known as Independence Day in America. And there's not been many things added for this like event or update, but there has been some pretty like good additions, and also some skins, some emotes, and some features added to the game. So there's been 3 skins in total that's been added. Like to do with Independence Day. There's been more than that that's been added, but those skins aren't for Independence Day. So the 3 skins are the Fireworks team leader, which is the Cuddle team leader's like not counterpart, because it's like yeah, I guess you could say it's a counterpart, but yeah, it's like the Cuddle team leader, but it has the American flag on her. There's also the Star Spangled Ranger, which is the female, and also the Star Spangled Trooper, which is the male. So that's all 3 of the skins for Independence Day, and there's also a couple of emotes that's been added to the game for Independence Day, and that is the sparkler that you just uses in their hand and just like, lights the sparkler and just like waves it about. And there's also the eagle. I'm not really 100% sure what the eagle represents to with America. I know it does represent something, but I'm not from America, so I'm really not sure. But yeah, that is the 2 emotes for the 4th of July or Independence Day. And the final addition or feature for Independence Day, and why it comes in at the number 5 spot, is the grenade launcher. It has actually been changed, like what shoots out of it, because it's like what the ammo that is used in the grenade launcher has changed in multiple different events, but in this one it's like fireworks that get shot out, I guess. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but it's like just firework kind of things that just get shot and they explode, just like all other grenade launchers do. So that's really all for the Independence Day, our 4th of July, and that comes in at the number 5 spot. So coming in at the number 4 spot, we have Lunar New Year, or Chinese New Year, whatever you want to call it. And there's been more stuff added to this than Independence Day, which was number 5 spot, hence the reason why it's number 4 ahead of that. And it is also the only event that's actually added in a brand new location to the map, and that brand new location is in fact a Lucky Landing, which I love going there. Like I was like, not every game, but I love going there. It just gets me like easy wins. And I get far every single time, so it's a really good place to go, is what I'm saying. And also, Epic Games have actually stated that Lucky Landing is just like event based part of the map, so it will actually be getting taken out probably before season 5 begins, or at the end of season 4. So just keep on going to Lucky Landing, because you probably won't even be able to see it for much longer. So as well as a new location, like proper location, there's also been shrines located around the map in multiple locations, which are really good for loot. There's some beside Lucky Landing, obviously, which I do believe that one is actually still there in the game, because it is right beside Lucky Landing, and it is basically part of that location. But there's also other shrines like beside Fatal Fields, beside Pleasant Park, and just off to the side of Tilted Towers, in Salty Springs. So yeah, there's been quite a few of them around the map, and they're really good for loot. Can be multiple floors. I think they can be up to like 4 chests, so it is pretty good for loot. And yeah, the shrines are really good to go to. And as well as the shrines and the locations, also skins like most events. And those 2 skins are the Crimson Scout and the Scarlet Defender. The Scarlet Defender being the female, and the Crimson Scout being the male counterpart. So as well as the skins, there was also a new glider added, and you probably know what glider this will be, because it is actually the most expensive glider that's ever been released in Fortnite Battle Royale, and it's a pretty hefty price, coming in at 2,000 V-Bucks, which is pretty crazy for a glider, and you just see it pretty rare, not even that often in the game, only if you at the beginning or if you use a launch pad. So I'm surprised it was even that expensive. But the glider I'm talking about is the Royale Dragon. So it's a big and massive dragon. I think they actually do that. Like people stand underneath a dragon, not real dragon obviously, like in China, and then just roll about the streets with it on Lunar New Year. So that is the Royal Dragon that's been added to the game. And also there has actually been a loading screen, like whenever you start up the game to actually play Fortnite. There's not like when you actually load into a game, not that kind of loading screen, but when you just click the button to actually launch Fortnite, there's a loading screen that comes up at the start, and on screen right now is actually that loading screen that you saw during the Lunar New Year update. And yeah, that's really all for the Lunar New Year, and that's why it comes in at the number 4 spot. So coming in at the number 3 spot, we have the Valentine's Day update, and one of the skins that were actually introduced during this update is pretty hated in this community. I'm not sure why, because I really like the skin in general. A lot of people just bought the skin for the back bling when it came around again, and also these skins were actually out multiple times, so you have actually had a lot of time to actually get them, so in case you actually change your mind. But anyway, the two skins that were released during the Valentine's Day update were the Love Ranger, which is the statue, and the Cuddle Team Leader, which is the Fireworks Team Leader counterpart, which is a big pink teddy bear. And those are the two skins. There was also a new weapon added for this update, and that is a crossbow, which actually looked like a Valentine's Day one, like because of the colour and different features added to it. There was also a pickaxe added called the Tat-Axe, and I do actually believe that was specific to the, like that was connected to the Love Ranger. So it's like the Love Ranger's pickaxe, and it will be shown on the screen right now. There was also a new glider added called Bear Force 1, which is basically a big massive balloon teddy bear kind of thing in the air. And it was an epic glider, one of the few epic gliders. I think there's only like 5 or something in the game. So that was added during the Valentine's Day update as well. And finally, 2 emotes were added called Kiss Kiss and True Love. So those were both added during the Valentine's update, and those are the reasons why that the Valentine's Day update came in at the number 3 spot. So coming in at the number 2 spot, we have the event that you probably thought would be in the number 1 spot, but is not for multiple reasons, and that is in fact the Halloween update, or also known as the Fortnite Meals update. So during this update, there were 2 skins that were released, and they are very, very rare skins, and a lot of people do actually want them back. I don't believe they should come back, I should say, but I don't see them bringing it back anyway. But it is like my favourite skin, and it is the Skull Trooper and the Ghoul Trooper. The Skull Trooper being the male skeleton, and the Ghoul Trooper being the female zombie counterpart. And as well as the skins coming to the game, there was also a pickaxe called the Reaper. And before you mention it is not John Wick as a pickaxe. It is like the Grim Reaper's scythe that he uses. That's probably why it's called the Reaper. And it's also the pickaxe. The Reaper pickaxe is also an item that a lot of people want back as well as the skins. But I also don't. Once again, I don't believe they should come back or should come back. So yeah, that's really the only pickaxe that came with that, and it's a really, really, really nice pickaxe. And there was also the only RPG animation change, which fires pumpkins instead of obviously rockets, which is like the normal thing that gets shot out of them. And the the pumpkins, I liked them, but the noise, it was pretty annoying and pretty scary when it's just getting launched right at you. But as well as the RPG animation change, there was also a lobby background screen. So like when you're in a lobby, like waiting on friends or something like that, choosing the game mode, there's like a background which is shown on screen right now. And yeah, it's a really nice background specific to the Halloween update, and it's pretty spooky. So yeah, that's all for the Halloween update, and that is why it comes in at the number 2 spot. So coming in at the number 1 spot, we have the Christmas update, and there's so many things added to this update, and that is the reason why it does come ahead of the Halloween update. And as I proceed to talk about what was actually added, you will begin to actually realise why this is in the number 1 spot instead of the Halloween update. So let's just go on to the first reason why, and that is because there was a loading screen added whenever you started up the game. Not when you were like joining a server to get into the game, but whenever you launched Fortnite, there was a loading screen that came up while you were actually loading the game. And as well as that, there was a lobby background image related to Christmas, obviously. And like while you're waiting in the lobby, like waiting friends, choosing the game mode, you'll be able to see that in the background instead of like the bog standard one that's used today. And as well as these loading screens and background images, there were 23 new skins added. I think that's like the second most to the World Cup, where I had like over 200 skins, but I'm not going to get into that because it's not on the list. So there were 7 like unique skins, I guess you could say, and there were 16 like similar ones. So the unique ones were the Merry Marauder, the Ginger Gunner, the Crack Shot, which is the only legendary one, which costs 2,000 V-Bucks. There was the Red-Nosed Raider, Codename Elf, Yuletide Ranger, and the Nogops. And that were all of the unique ones. So now moving on to the similar ones, which were the Alpine Ace variant, so like the skiing skins. So the male ones had a standard nation, so like no nation, standards means no nation. There was Canada, China, France, Great Britain, Germany, Korea, and the USA. And then Mogul Master, which is the female counterparts. They had the exact same nations, but I'm just gonna go over them again, just because I can. So there was the standard one, which never had a nation. There was Canada, China, France, Great Britain, Germany, Korea, USA. So that's all the skins, all the 23 skins that were added during this update. So quite a lot of skins to actually purchase. So if you did buy all of them, then your account is probably empty. Your bank account is probably empty. And yeah, that's all for the skins. So as well as like all the skins and the images, there was the grenade launcher change. So instead of the grenade launcher shooting grenades like it's supposed to, hence the name, grenade launcher. It actually fires snowballs, like obviously related to Christmas with snowball effects and that. Yeah, that's what it actually changed to. And finally, and this is probably the most unique one on the list, and that is the battle bus actually changed, like not shape, but like the bus itself changed to like as if it was wrapping paper, like red and green stripes, and then the big balloon changed to Santa. So that was like that for quite a while, and they actually changed back, sadly. It's still a shame. But yeah, that's the reason why, those are all the reasons why the Christmas update was actually in the #1 spot. And yeah, that is really all for this list. And if you didn't enjoy this video, or if it didn't help you out, that makes no sense. But if you did enjoy this, then please leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I hope to see you in the next one. Goodbye.